Picture this. It's 1944, and 500 American pilots are trapped behind enemy lines in Yugoslavia. The Nazis are hunting them. Local collaborators want them dead. They have no weapons, no food, and no way out. The Pentagon has written them off as lost. But then, one man devises an impossible plan to build a secret airstrip in enemy territory and fly them all out right under the noses of 100,000 German soldiers. What happens next becomes the most daring rescue mission in military history, and it stays classified for 50 years. This is Operation Halyard. The year is 1944, and American bombers are getting shot down over Nazi-occupied Yugoslavia at an alarming rate. Every day, more pilots parachute into hostile territory. The German Wehrmacht has 100,000 troops combing the mountains, hunting for downed airmen. Most pilots who bail out never make it home. Lieutenant George Musulin, an American OSS agent, is operating undercover in the Serbian mountains. He's been receiving reports that dozens of American pilots are being hidden by local Serbian villagers called Chetniks, who are risking their lives to protect them from the Nazis. Musulin realizes there are now over 200 pilots hiding in these mountains, and the number keeps growing. The Nazis are tightening their grip. German patrols are everywhere. The pilots are starving, injured, and completely cut off from friendly forces. Time is running out. Musulin sends an encrypted message to Allied command with an insane proposal: build a secret airstrip in the mountains and evacuate all the pilots by air. The Pentagon thinks he's lost his mind. They call it a suicide mission. The area is surrounded by German divisions, but Musulin knows it's their only chance. Against all odds, Allied command approves the mission. Musulin and the Serbian villagers begin a desperate race against time. They need to clear a 2,000-foot runway in the middle of enemy territory without the Germans finding out. Using only axes, shovels, and ox carts, hundreds of villagers work through the night. The work is backbreaking. They're building the airstrip in a valley called Pranjani, completely surrounded by German positions. One villager keeps watch on the hills, ready to signal if Nazi patrols approach. Every sound could mean discovery. Every hour brings them closer to being caught. After 6 grueling days, the impossible airstrip is complete. Now comes the most dangerous part. Musulin radios for the rescue planes. On August 9, 1944, 6 American C-47 cargo planes take off from Italy. Their mission? Fly into enemy territory in broad daylight and land on an uncharted dirt strip surrounded by Germans. The pilots waiting in the mountains can hear the planes approaching. Their hearts are pounding. This is their only shot at survival. Serbian villagers line the makeshift runway, forming human markers. The first C-47 drops from the sky, its wheels hitting the rough dirt. It's barely long enough to land. The planes land, and American pilots sprint from their hiding places. They're crying, laughing, unable to believe rescue has actually come. Each C-47 can only carry 12 men, so they have to work fast. German patrols have heard the aircraft engines. They're coming to investigate. The first wave of planes takes off just as German motorcycles appear on the ridge. The Nazis open fire, but it's too late. The C-47s climb into the sky. Over the next few weeks, American planes return again and again, each time risking everything. The Germans have figured out what's happening and are desperately trying to find the airstrip. The rescue missions continue under increasingly dangerous conditions. Serbian villagers keep repairing the runway after each landing, working under threat of Nazi reprisals. They know if they're caught helping Americans, entire villages will be massacred. But they don't stop. They won't abandon the pilots. By late August, the evacuation is in its final stages. Nearly 500 American airmen have been rescued, but the Germans are closing in. The last flight is scheduled, and Musulin knows this is their final chance. Dozens of pilots are still waiting. The Wehrmacht is now just miles away from Pranjani. The last C-47s land on September 1st. The runway is barely usable now, torn up by dozens of previous landings. Pilots pile into the planes, cramming in far beyond safe capacity. Musulin and the Serbian leader, Draža Mihailović, shake hands one final time. The Americans owe these villagers everything. The final planes roar down the runway and lift off just as German artillery shells begin to land. The airstrip erupts in explosions, moments after the last C-47 clears the trees. The Serbian villagers scatter into the mountains, having completed the impossible. Every single pilot made it out alive. Operation Halyard rescued 512 Allied personnel, making it the largest rescue of American lives from behind enemy lines in history. Not a single plane was lost. Not a single rescued pilot died. But for 50 years, the mission remained classified, buried in secret files. The Serbian villagers who risked everything received no recognition. After the war, Yugoslavia fell to communism, and the Chetniks who saved American lives were hunted down and executed as enemies of the state. Their heroism was forgotten, their sacrifice erased from history. It wasn't until 1995 that Operation Halyard was finally declassified. The surviving pilots, now elderly men, learned the truth about the brave villagers who saved them. They launched a campaign to honor the Serbs who gave everything and asked for nothing in return. George Musulin returned to Yugoslavia after the war, trying to help the people who had helped him. He fought for decades to get recognition for the Chetniks who saved American lives. Today, monuments stand in both America and Serbia, honoring the greatest rescue mission the world forgot.